Tony Kanaan will be returning to Chip Ganassi Racing in the IndyCar Series in 2021, and Ryan Truex will be racing full-time with Nice Motorsports in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series in 2021. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to another video. We got a few racing stories to discuss here today on the channel. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. The first thing we're going to talk about is Morgan Shepherd, as he is currently, unfortunately, contracted the early stages of the Parkinson's disease. Hope Morgan Shepherd can survive Parkinson's and come back stronger as an owner in NASCAR, and hope to see him back on the racetrack really soon. My prayers and condolences go out to him and his family. Hope to see him back because Morgan Shepherd is one of the best ever in NASCAR, and hopefully get to see him back at the racetrack as an owner, owning his race team in 2021, because they are trying to plan to go back racing in 2021 in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Just hopefully sponsors can come along the way and sponsor Morgan Shepherd's team in 2021, and probably Landon Cassill will end up being the driver. On to a more positive light, Ken Squire is expected to be his battle with COVID-19. For those of you who do not know, Ken Squire this past week unfortunately contracted the COVID-19 virus. He was moved to the hospital a couple days ago this past week, but really good news to hear that he's probably going to survive his case of COVID-19. He is currently weak at the moment, but like I said, he is expected to be his battle with COVID-19. Ken Squire, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have guys like Mike Joy and Alan Bessick, and we wouldn't have NASCAR where it is today, because Ken Squire was one of the best commentators, in my opinion, actually one of the best commentators, not just in NASCAR ever, but one of the best commentators in sports in general. When people look at a commentator in NASCAR, a lot of people look at Ken Squire, though a lot of people also do look at guys like Alan Bessick and Mike Joy, but we wouldn't have Alan Bessick and Mike Joy if it wasn't for Ken Squire discovering really great commentators and voices in the NASCAR world. So, great news to hear about Ken Squire, and great stuff to hear. And now we're going to get into the big stories of this episode. The first story we're going to talk about is Tony Kanaan, as it was announced yesterday that Tony Kanaan will drive the number 48 Indy car for Chip Ganassi Racing, which that is the Jimmy Johnson car, for those guys that know. So he'll be sharing the Jimmy Johnson car with Jimmy Johnson next year in the 4 oval races. So that is the 2 Texas races, the race at Gateway, and the Indianapolis 500. Now, there have been a possibility that Jimmy Johnson was maybe going to run the Indianapolis 500 this year, but he basically turned the table down and said that probably the most likely chance he'll race Indy 500 could be as early as 2022. Since Jimmy Johnson got announced he'd be driving his cars, there have been rumblings and rumors that Tony Kanaan was going to end up driving the oval side of things. And another thing is that this is a multi-year deal, so probably Jimmy Johnson and Tony Kanaan will be working together in the same car in 2022 as well. At least Tony Kanaan isn't retiring. I really have been a huge fan of Tony Kanaan myself. I think Tony Kanaan is one of arguably the greatest IndyCar drivers of all time. Yes, he's not won as many races as guys like Scott Dixon and like Al Unser Jr. and AJ Foyt, but I think Tony Kanaan is a really, really awesome voice. And Tony Kanaan did not really get the send-off he wanted to, so that's why he returned. He was supposed to retire at the end of 2020 after racing AJ Foyt the last couple years. But since he really did the send-off he wanted to, he's going to return so he can celebrate with the fans. No one really knows what's going on since COVID-19 is still in the country. We're not certain we're going to see a lot of fans at tracks. We're not currently certain about that at the moment. And some people probably thinking, oh, this is like a big, big upgrade for Tony Kanaan. This is a really great send-off in the last career opportunity he has. Well, if you're an IndyCar fan, you know that Tony Kanaan has raced with Chip Ganassi Racing in the past. He raced with them from 2014 and 2017, and he was pretty competitive with the organization back in the time he raced with Chip Ganassi. Like I said, Tony Kanaan has raced with Chip Ganassi the last couple, before he left them in 2017. He had raced with them from 2014 to 2017, but left at the end of the 2017 season to go race their AJ Foyt Racing full-time in 2018. He had pretty good success with this team. Now, I think that he could honestly have a shot at winning any of these races. These have been really fast cars over the last couple of years. We looked how strong Chip Ganassi Racing was this past year. And not only that, he's going to be working with Jimmy Johnson. He also can help Jimmy Johnson with some tips and tricks as well. And can also get some help from Scott Dixon. No, I really don't think he's going to need help from Scott Dixon, since they both have worked together in the past. I think, like I said, Tony Kanaan is a really, really awesome driver. And I think he's going to have a really good opportunity and a really good shot of winning races in the 2021 IndyCar season, since he is still a really top talented driver. And he ran pretty well at times with AJ Foyt over the organization, but you also have to remember AJ Foyt Racing generally has not been a great team for a very long time. They haven't been relevant for the last 15 years. They haven't been as great at IndyCar. So hopefully Tony Kanaan will do well, and I think he has a really good opportunity of winning with Jimmy Johnson in certain races with Chip Ganassi Racing in the 2021 IndyCar season. And now we're going to get on to the final story of this episode. It was announced earlier this morning that Ryan Truex will be driving full-time with Nice Motorsports in 2021. The way that Ryan Truex revealed, man, was really, really cool. I love how drivers are revealing things out. You know, they're kind of being creative with the way they're revealing things, especially on Twitter. You know, you had Noah Gragson with the pen. You had the way that Colin Racing revealed where they thought we were getting teased that AJ Allmendinger was maybe going to get revealed at Colin Racing, but they ended up revealing Justin Haley. They kept saying Dier's announcement, and then we have another announcement after that. That was really cool. The way they did it was they put like the announcement on the left, I think it was the left front corner panel of the car. So that was really, really cool. The rough front corner panel of the truck. So yeah, anyway, great move for Nice Motorsports to pick up Ryan Truex. I think Ryan Truex is a very, very good driver. Now, let me just say this, don't pump the brakes for some people thinking that Ryan Truex is going to be a championship contender next year. I'm going to pump the brakes a little bit on that. I like Ryan Truex a lot. I think Ryan Truex is a really good driver. He's not as good as his brother. Like Ryan Truex Jr. is a really good driver. But I don't think that Ryan Truex will win a championship next year in trucks. Now, I think that there is a really good chance he could win races next year in trucks. And I think there's a good chance he can make the playoffs next year. But you also have to remember that Nice Motorsports is not as good of an organization as they used to be. You know, they were good when Ross Chastain was around, but this past year, maybe even other than a couple times, with Trevor Bayne being up front and contending for instance tracks like Talladega and Kansas, they really weren't a top-tier team. But that being said, you know, Ryan Truex is a really good driver. We've seen how good he has been with teams like Junior Motorsports in the past and teams like, you know, Nice Motorsports in the Truck Series. He's had some strong performance with those organizations. And like I said, I think Ryan Truex is a really good driver, and I think he'll have some shots winning races, but I do not think that he will win a championship this year. Like I said, my expectations is that Ryan Truex will maybe win one race in the Truck Series, and I think that he has a very good shot of making the playoffs. So I think his lowest point, will be, I think top 20 points is really his goal, and I think that he'll have a shot at making the playoffs, but I really don't know what is going to happen with him in 2021. But then we're now going to talk about the rest of the Truck Series silly season a little bit as well, because with Ryan Truex signing with Nice Motorsports, we now know that 2 of the 3 full-time drivers. I expect Nice Motorsports to have 3 full-time cars in 2021 when we know that Carson Hocevar is going to be driving for them in the number, I think it's the number 45 car. And you also have, as announced today, Ryan Truex. He'll be driving the number 40 car. And I think Mark Hill tells me the major sponsor for that car as well, though the crew chief has not been announced for that team up to this point. So I think that the final ride for Nice Motorsports is either going to go to Natalie Decker or it's going to go to Trevor Bayne. I rather would choose Trevor Bayne than Natalie Decker. No offense to Natalie Decker, but she does have a lot of health concerns and worries. And with COVID-19 still be around, she just contracted it. I'm kind of worried about that. Trevor Bayne ran really well with Nice Motorsports. I think they need to put him in the car full-time. The other Nice Motorsports car is the number 44 truck. I think he would give a lot of great runs for this organization in 2021. And like I said, I think he'd be a really good driver for this team. Though you also have to remember Rafael Lessard is also a free agent, and he could also maybe go into this ride as well. Though I don't think Rafael Lessard is going to end up in Nice Motorsports in 2021. And the other teams right now, KBM has revealed a little bit of their lineup next year. I mean, we do know that that John Nemechek will be going to the 4 car next year. I think that Kyle Busch Motorsports could end up having 3 full-time cars. Do I think that they're going to end up, unfortunately, having 2 full-time cars? And I think that other cars either going to go to Chandler Smith or it's going to end up going to Christian Eckes. I would say maybe Chandler Smith gets the ride, but also Christian Eckes could end up getting the ride as well. I think if you get one of those 2 drivers for Kyle Busch Motorsports, I think you're losing a major opportunity over there. Stuart Friesen's team, Hall of Friesen, they're expected to remain the same 1 car, though they could also expand to 2 cars. Same thing with Hattori Racing and same thing with Bill McAnally Racing. They could expand. You also have talks of DJR Crossing that they're currently looking at maybe 4 cars in the 2021 season. But we're going to have to watch what happens as the NASCAR Truck Silly season continues, because we're starting to know a little bit more about the trucks field next year, and we're starting to know a little bit more about the rest of the fields in 2021, because we're getting really close to Daytona. I mean, yes, we still have like 80 days till Daytona, but we're starting to get kind of close to the season's kicking off. I mean, it's just right around the corner. People don't think it's that far away, but 80 days is going to go by really quick, and before you know it, we are going to be in Daytona. So a lot of these teams will be announcing very soon. I expect December, for a lot of teams especially, to be a really, really busy time for the NASCAR Truck Series and Xfinity Series seasons, as we will probably, by the time we get to Daytona, we will know where everyone's going next year. We'll know every silly season move that has taken place in all 3 top-tier series and in the lower series as well. So, anyway, that is going to be for today's racing news video. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel, notifications so give me notified when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Links description below for that. And comment your thoughts on today's video. What do you think about Tony Kanaan racing full-time in the, not full-time, racing part-time in the IndyCar Series alongside Jimmy Johnson in 2021? Do you think Tony Kanaan is making a great move or not? Let me know in the comments below. And what do you think about Ryan Truex racing full-time for Nice Motorsports in the 2021 season? Do you think it's a great decision for them or not? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to like it so YouTube can recommend these great videos out to you guys. If you do that, I appreciate it. Anyway, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.